Wow. Whoa. Do we have a lot to get into? First, let me just say this. I don't mean to brag, but I told you so. Francis Ngannou KO Stipe Miocic at UFC 260 in the second round. Wow. You know, I'm a little starstruck. Now, let me just say this, not tooting my own horn a little too much, but here's why you should follow and subscribe to my channel. One, because I appreciate it truly. I love giving you guys MMA content, but also we are 9-2 in predictions since UFC 259. That's when I started this whole thing. So I may not have been correct in the round, and I got a few wrong. I got one wrong on here. On this card, and that is the second one I've gotten wrong. But we're gonna go ahead and look at this heavyweight fight. Francis Ngannou is the new champion of the world, man. How can you not be anything but happy for Francis? So I was watching this fight at a sports bar. It was extremely loud. It was at Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know where you guys go to watch the fights. Comment down below. Tell me where y'all go watch the fights. I typically don't buy them. I don't pay for them, only because I like to be in an atmosphere where it's gonna be loud and crazy. And so honestly, I can't say that I didn't see this coming, but I saw it coming at the same time. I saw Francis Ngannou knocking him out because that's what I predicted. But I didn't see, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I really don't. I am just that starstruck. But I knew that this was going to be the end of Stipe Miocic's title reign. It's just because I did not see, although he did, I did not see him taking, I thought it'd be one shot from Francis Ngannou that's going to put him down, but he ate a few shots. So, is it just me? Or did Stipe look a little bit too slow with his reactions in this fight? He just seemed a little bit he didn't look out of focus. He looked focused as I watched it back. He looked alert and there. But there's a few reasons why Stipe Miocic lost this fight. A, he made a crap ton of mistakes. We're going to break that down here in just a little bit. But B, mostly this guy came in a little too light. He lost weight. I think this was the lightest he's been in the octagon. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But to me, he just looked a little slow with his reactions. Francis Ngannou caught him with a head kick. Honestly, that was the last thing I would have expected Francis to catch him with. If anything, I didn't even know Francis could get his leg up that high and pop Stipe in the mouth like that. Stipe's pretty dang tall, and Francis got his leg up there. Not only that, for a big guy, Francis is pretty dang fast. But I thought the head movement of Stipe Miocic would be a lot better. Now, was that due to the smaller cage? I don't know. I'm not sure, because Stipe probably didn't have a lot of room to utilize his footwork. But then again, you guys, the octagon is 30 feet and the apex is 25 feet. Yes, that 5 feet might be a lot because obviously I'm not in there, so I don't really know exactly how it is to be in there. But Stipe had decent footwork, but his head movement to me was non-existent. I mean, that man got caught with 3 or 4 or 5 shots that, luckily for Stipe, didn't put him down earlier. Honestly, he went out in the most brutal way. Dude, if you saw the knockout was brutal. I mean, he fell back and his leg literally bent underneath his torso. It was scary. Honestly, Stipe does not need to be at the post-fight press conference. This guy literally needs to go home and seek medical attention. And he needs to take a long layoff. I don't want to see Stipe fight, honestly. Say I'm exaggerating. Whether it's whether it's December, I'm going to say December or early January. But also, Stipe might retire. Nobody's thinking about this, but Stipe might retire, dog. He might retire. That'll be sad if he does. But honestly, dude, he's taken so much damage, you guys. If this is your favorite fighter, I would worry about that, man. That knockout is not That's not just something you just brush off. That's not a TKO. That was a brutal knockout. I mean, oh man, it can't get any worse than that. But I called it. I thought it would be. I don't think I've predicted a round, but I knew. Oh, I did. I said it was going to be first or second round. And it was going to be Stipe Miocic. He was going to do it with a counter. Francis was going to be really patient in this fight. Like I said, he was extremely patient and looking for it. And he just outclassed Stipe. He outclassed the greatest heavyweight of all time. Completely outclassed him before knocking him out. Stipe, the main thing is that what's alarming, I don't think that they should do a rematch. There should not be a rematch for this fight. Mainly because, A, it was just so brutal. And you know I'm saying this now. My opinion could change on the rematch thing. But the knockout was so brutal that I don't know if I want to see Stipe go up against him anymore. I don't know if I want to see that for him. Mainly because I'm a fan of Stipe and I'm a fan of both guys. And I'm just worried about his health. Because, dude, what this shown me is that, hey, Stipe probably should have went in there a little heavier. He should have at least went in there. Francis went in there 260, 264. Stipe should have at least went in there 245 or 250. He went in there a little too light. I mean, he looked so lean, almost skinny compared to Francis. He couldn't get anything imposed. And I said that. I did not see how Stipe would shoot on Francis Ngannou in the center of the cage and get him down. Stipe shot for a takedown. Francis stuffed the takedown, then grabbed him by the torso, or grabbed him by the waist, and then got his back. And then pretty much, Francis had full control there. He was so much stronger than Stipe, he could have picked him up and just dumped him on his head right then and there. Stipe, so without making this video just a 20-minute video, which is me screaming in shock over the microphone, to completely recap it to its authenticity, to completely recap it to the full, like, what all happened, basically, Stipe Miocic just could not get his game off. Francis was too big, too strong, and too patient, a completely different fighter since their last fight. Now, Stipe Miocic simply just could not get his game plan going. He just could not get anything going. And so, all the way up until the ending shot that ultimately put him down, when you look at the start of the fight, Stipe immediately, I didn't notice anything off, but he ate those calf kicks. Francis has some massive calf kicks that looked like it affected him early. But the footwork of Stipe was there. It was there a little bit. Although there was times where he was just standing on the back of the cage and letting Francis, like basically begging for Francis to tee off on him. But mainly is that he was getting caught with just too much. Francis caught him early. Stipe ate it. I was impressed by that. Francis caught him with a head kick in the center of the cage. Stipe ate it. Francis also caught him again. Stipe once again ate it. And then the sequence where Stipe shot for a takedown was that's where I knew it was over. That's where I knew this fight was over. Stipe shot for a takedown. Francis took the back and basically started wailing on him. Stipe ate everything. Francis backed off right before he was starting to realize, like, okay, he's not going away. Let me not use all of my energy just trying to finish him right here if he's not going to go down. Now, that is extremely smart from Francis. Extremely smart. Backed up, let Stipe get into the center of the cage. They basically started making reads on each other, a lot of feints, a lot of footwork, and a lot of dancing in the center of the octagon before the round ended. Then the second round came. And then Francis Ngannou landed what was probably one of the most horrendous counters that I've ever seen. That was probably the most horrific knockout I've ever seen. I'm not even exaggerating. Yes, the Ben Askren-Jorge Masvidal fight happened, and that was a brutal knockout, but dude, the recency bias is a bitch because, dude, that was scary. That was really scary, and Francis followed up with a hammer fist that looked like that he just put so much might into it. That was pain right there. That right there is the mental aspect of fighting that I was talking about. How was he going to show up? That last little hammer fist was the heat of the moment, but that was also, bitch, you gave me my most embarrassing loss in my career. You manhandled me. I had to watch the promos of you basically beating the crap out of me this whole time after I made those mistakes. I had to watch all that. I have to listen to everybody say that the same thing was going to happen. You're going to dominate me again. And it all came out in that one hammer fist. He said, that's it. He was so ready to conquer this demon and put that behind him. Because if you don't think that was bothering Francis Ngannou this whole time, you're a fool. But also another thing we got to talk about is that this fight IQ that we were... Okay, I understand Stipe was rocked in this, but Francis rocked him, dropped him. Stipe got back up and was about to run away and then ran back and tried to trade with Francis Ngannou right before he literally walked into that counter because he tried to trade with Francis Ngannou while rocked. I understand he was rocked and his wits were not all the way about him, but dude, come on. That was probably the silliest mistake that you can make in a championship fight. Dude, and I'm willing to argue it. One of the most silliest mistakes to make in a championship fight. I understand he was rocked, but Francis completely outclassed him. I did not see one thing that Stipe Miocic can do, and not one thing that can convince me in a third fight that Stipe will do better. It's not the Daniel Cormier knockout where it was like an argument. Oh, it was a lucky punch. It'll never happen again. Dude, he could not get any of his game plan going off. In the third match, recency bias a bitch, yes, I know, but I can see it ending in seconds if Stipe goes in there just as light and can't get anything going. He could not complete the game plan, and that was the story of this fight. Failed game plan by Stipe Miocic, and a horrible decision, while rocked, I understand, to try and trade with Francis Ngannou while rocked, ultimately putting him out. Horrendous knockout. Man, I feel for his wife. I feel for his family. I feel for everybody. I truly pray for Stipe Miocic, you guys. This is nasty, man. Send nothing. If you are going to say something to Stipe, send nothing but love his way because he needs it right now. I'm not even kidding. I don't.